What is up, car addicts? In this video, we're going to talk about this week's Double Money Event Week as well as the property and vehicle discounts. This event week is for November 12th to November 18th, 2020. The current casino podium vehicle is the Runezaba. Now, this vehicle is primarily based on the Sherp ATV. It released about a year ago with the casino DLC update and normally costs about $2 million. Now, this thing does float on water, which is pretty cool, similar to the APC, and it also has a pretty decent armor as well. But as an all-rounder for free mode and stuff, I personally don't really like it that much. I think there are much better vehicles in GTA. But anyways, for those of you who maybe paid full price for the Zaba and are angry about it being on the podium, you can still take the one you originally purchased and sell it for roughly $1.5 million depending on your upgrades and how much you paid for it. Again, to avoid confusion, please note the way you get for the vehicle depends on what you paid for it. The podium vehicle will not sell for any money. I'm specifically referring to the Zaba people paid full price for. So, is the Zaba worth attempting to win by spinning the lucky wheel over and over this week? I'm going to say yes. Whether you dislike the Zaba or you like the Zaba, it's still a $2 million vehicle that you are essentially getting for free. And for those of you who maybe bought it originally, don't like it, whatever the case may be, you can sell it and get some of your money back, which is nice. So, starting off with the property discounts, we have 40% off the casino penthouse, as well as 35% off the upgrades and renovations for it as well. And we also have 50% off the casino decorations as well. Quite random, these rarely go on sale, so if you want to decorate your penthouse at basically half the price, now's the best time to do it. Next up, we have 30% off the arcades, which is awesome, as well as 30% off the upgrades and renovations for them as well. And lastly, we have 30% off the arcade games Space Monkey, Race and Chase Crush Rockets, Shiny Wasabi, Axe of Fury, and Cubed, which is pretty nice. Usually we don't see discounts on arcade games, so that's nice to see. Moving on to vehicle discounts, we have 40% off the Komoda. Now, this car is in the sports class and has decent customization, but obviously it's not going to be beating the Pariah or the GTO or anything like that around a track, so it's nowhere near the top cars in the class in terms of performance, but it's still a pretty good car, although as far as sports sedans, I do prefer the Jugular. Moving on, we have 40% off the Rebla GTS. Now, this vehicle is in the SUVs class and is one of the faster ones for sure. However, it's not the fastest, and it does lack the handling to be able to keep up with the Novak and the Tauros on most tracks. Next up, we have 30% off the X80. So the X80 is one of the coolest looking cars in GTA in my opinion, definitely one of the craziest designs. It has decent customization and a nice combination of acceleration and top speed. However, in terms of handling, that's where this car is very strange. It feels like it sort of floats during turns, with no noticeable downforce. It's a very strange car that's not really planted to the ground like most supercars. Moving on to the Southern San Andreas website, we have 40% off the Everon. So this vehicle is in the off-roads class, and it's also very quirky in terms of customization, and it's also a very good vehicle for off-roading as well. Now, I will say that there are better choices for off-roading for a lot less money in GTA, but at this price, this is a pretty good deal. Next up, we have 40% off the Retinue Mark II. Now, this car is in the Sports Classics class and is one of the top cars for racing in that class alongside the Turismo Classic and the Cheetah Classic. At this price, this is a steal for the performance you get out of it, and I highly recommend purchasing it. And lastly, we have 40% off the regular Retinue. Now, this one is also in the Sports Classics class, but it's a lot slower in the Mark II version. So if you're going to get one, make sure you get that Mark II version. It's definitely a lot better. And that's it for vehicle discounts. A decent variety of discounts for this week, but I was disappointed that we didn't get any Warstock website discounts for this week, which is a little surprising. As far as login items, you can get this Invade and Persuade Barrels t-shirt for free just for logging in this week, which is pretty cool. Moving along, diamonds are now available to scope again from the casino, which is awesome. That is by far the highest paying one. I highly recommend attempting to get diamonds sometime this week because once you scope it, it will remain your target until you complete that heist. So you can literally scope it sometime this week and then complete the heist a month from now or whenever you want with the diamonds. And with that, the setup cost for the casino heist is 75% off this week as well, which is awesome. So, cheaper setup costs, diamonds, definitely a great week to do casino heists. And also, quite randomly, drinks at the casino bar, nightclub bar, and the arcade bar are free this week. Again, quite random, but if you want to celebrate after a successful heist or mission, I guess now you can save some money doing that. Moving on to the double money stuff, we have double money NRP on casino missions. So these are pretty fun to do with friends, but I'm sure most of you have probably done them already. Moving along, we have double money NRP on the adversary mode Resurrection. I don't think I've ever played this one, to be honest, but it definitely looks interesting. Moving on to the Prime Gaming discounts for Prime Gaming members only. I'll leave instructions in the pinned comment on how to become a Prime Gaming member if you aren't one already. So we have the same ones as last week, which is 80% off the ETR1. So this car has some of the best handling in the game, while also having a good exhaust note in my opinion. However, the customization is not very good with only a couple options to choose from, and it just lacks just the pure raw power and straight line speed to be able to keep up with the top supercars. Has the handling, but it just lacks that pure straight line speed. But at this price, it's still a very good deal for this car in my opinion. Next up, we have 70% off the Starling, which is awesome. So this glider is one of my favorites to troll jets during dogfights. Every time I try to strafe you, just rocket away. Very fun aircraft for sure. Keep in mind we need to own a hangar in order to buy it. And lastly, for Prime Gaming, we have 100% off the Vespucci Canals nightclub, making it absolutely free, which is awesome. Also, don't forget that just for logging in this week as a Prime Gaming member, you'll get a free $200,000, which is pretty cool. Again, guys, if you don't see the discounts on the ETR1, the Starling, or the free Vespucci Canals nightclub, it's because you don't have your Prime Gaming account linked to your social club. Again, all the information on how to do that is down below in the pinned comment. And lastly, we have, of course, the Arce Bandito time trial Davis Courts. This week's normal time trial is Sawmill. I highly recommend either the Hakachu Drag, Shotaro, or Batty 801 for that time trial. And this week's premium race is the motorcycle race Boots on the Ground. I highly recommend either the Shotaro or the Hakachu Drag for that race. Every Friday I post a guide on how to easily beat the time trials and premium race, so stay tuned for that if you're new. Anyways guys, hope this was helpful. This event week is pretty decent in terms of discounts with good variety, and the bonus money I'd say is okay. Definitely not what we're used to with double money businesses and stuff like that, but I think the diamonds returning for the casino heist definitely helped quite a bit. There's definitely a lot of money to be made there. Like I stated earlier, make sure you scope them even if you don't plan on doing that casino heist this week, so you have those diamonds ready the next time you go to do the heist. Anyways guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.